the computer. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever you happen to be in the world. Kathy, Celine, Bodhi, and Paula, so glad you're here. Thank you for being vigilant and getting into the Zoom room. We had about 44 people register, and so I think that the technical issue is going to be something we're going to address going forward. But all the personal attention that's coming to you today, I think it's going to be well worth your time. What are we here to talk about? We are here to talk about the thing that may be missing from your marketing message when put in place that can make the biggest difference for attracting the people you most want to help. Does that sound like something that is a problem that you're eager to solve? Let me hear from you.
Yeah.
How about you, Paula? Is that a problem you want to solve? Absolutely, absolutely. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through a process that can be very transformational. And so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go to some slides. And because I'm a little nervous about the technology, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Outstanding. So you can see what I see. Yes?
Yeah. It has the notes in the next slide. I don't know if you want to show both of those, but
Okay. What I want to do is show it
yeah,
from the beginning. Does it say welcome to the 6 questions inner circle?
it does, but it also
Okay, so
asks,
we're just going to do this old school.
yeah,
Welcome, everybody.
you just go to,
I know what to do. You do the slideshow, you start
yeah,
from the beginning, and then it's supposed to be all beautiful, but it's not. So let's just not worry about it.
okay, no problem.
Okay. What your mission is today is to name and claim your core values. So every move you make and every message you share sounds like you, feels like you, and appeals to the people that you most want to help. This, I believe, is one of the most ignored aspects of marketing messaging that's costing us clients. And I would love to have this problem get in the rearview mirror right away. And that's what today's session is all about. The natural result of naming and claiming your values is that you'll be investing time, energy, and money in the things that resonate and land for you, and you'll be saying no to everything else. Which brings me to a question I would love for us to be participative in this process. Have you ever said yes to a business model or an approach or a method of marketing that just for whatever reason felt off?
Yes.
When you did that, what kinds of feelings came up for you? If you want to speak up, you're welcome to speak up, but did you feel regret? Did you feel disappointment? Did you feel, why the heck am I doing this? It's so not what I want to do. If you've ever felt that way, imagine what life could be like if every move you make felt great. It felt like something you wanted to do. It was almost like you were glowing in the prospect of doing all the good things that you get to do, and the work doesn't even feel like work anymore. Does anybody want some of that? That is one of the greatest benefits of doing this kind of work. And I see there's a comment in the chat. So I'll see what's being said. Some approaches just don't resonate. Amen. I don't know, Bodhi, if you're a boy or a girl, so I'm just not going to worry about it. But it looks like we have someone in the waiting room. And let's see.
Bodhi's a guy.
Oh, very good. Thanks for clarifying. And while we're talking to each other, go ahead and comment where you're calling in from in the United States or the world. I'd love to know. So we're dialing in our values. And why is that important? Because we want to attract the right people and we want to repel the people that are not right for us because our time is valuable. As we go through this process today, I urge you to actually type the answers to the questions in a document that you could easily share with me. Because during this event, I'm actually going to demonstrate how powerful it is to transform your message in the moment. So if you're eager to become a volunteer and have your story broadcast in a much bigger way, I really want you to participate and see the magic in action and be able to walk away with something awesome that makes this more than worth your while. And I'm just checking here and say, Kathy's saying she's from Tucson. Things are a little chaotic here, keeping a low profile. Totally understand that. Someone's calling in from Lake Shasta. So glad you're here. Okay, so anyone here sort of thinking, ooh, I can't wait to have Nancy's eyes on my message? I see
Me
lots
too.
of smiles and waves. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we get started, there's a couple of handouts that you want to download. Um, right here on the screen, it says getknowngetpaid.com/6 questions. This is not an opt-in. It allows you to go immediately and get this special report that you can print out on your computer right away. I want you to have this printed out and on your desk. There's another item I want you to have on your desk, and that is the list of core values. No opt-in is required. You just go to the link that you see on your screen and you print out the core values. And then you will have the tools that we need to dial in this important information. And I'm just checking in. My husband is calling and he's saying, hey, dear, we're having an issue with Zoom, but we've got a nice core group online. Are you there? So, did you want to say something? That's okay. Bye bye. By the way, my husband and I met 42 years ago today at 1:15 in the afternoon, and that is the meet cute of the lifetime. It was a job interview that I showed up for, and he was 15 minutes late. And when he came out to meet me, he said, how do you do? And I extended my hand and said, how nice to meet you, Mr. And he said, it's Juetten, like button. Nice to meet you too. And that's how it all started.
Such
He
a
did,
great story.
yeah, he hired me to be a writer on his corporate communications team. I have been using words and phrases to influence, persuade, and make magic happen for people my entire working career. So if anybody you're going to learn from who's a word wizard, it would be me. And I think you're going to be in really good hands in that regard. So now let's talk a little bit about what core values are. Core values are the fundamental beliefs and guiding principles that shape your decisions, your behaviors, and your priorities. They serve as a moral compass influencing how folks interact with each other, approach challenges, and define success. And they reflect what is truly important and non-negotiable, providing clarity and consistency in both your personal and your professional life. My husband, who obviously I adore, has says core values are the things you do anyway, whether or not it makes good economic sense. And I love that definition because we all stand for integrity, what we believe, what we value, and the best way to demonstrate that is to be it in word and deed everywhere that you show up. And it's very attractive. So again, I ask this question, have you ever made a decision for the wrong reasons and felt the consequences long after? If that, I'm
Yeah.
seeing lots of head nods. When that happens, there's 5 different kinds of conflicts. There's a conflict over information, there's a conflict over relationships, there's a conflict over structure, there's a conflict over values, or there's just a conflict over like just general information. If somebody has the wrong facts, you can probably say, hey, that's not the right Zoom link. Let me give you the right one. If you have a conflict over structure, like in an organization, sometimes that gets really murky and muddy. But when you have a conflict over values, sometimes it just is a bridge you cannot cross because you and whoever it is don't agree on the fundamentals. And what we have in the United States of America today is a whole lot of conflict over values. And you probably notice in your Facebook feed, there's some people who have a belief system or an approach that just does not land with you. And your only option is to unsubscribe or unfollow or just close the door because you can't tolerate being around things that are so diametrically opposed to what you believe. And so,
I have a question about that.
yeah,
Um, I, I don't know that I necessarily would close the door to somebody that doesn't hold the same values. I think that from a compassionate point of view, I would allow them to have whatever belief systems that they have. I don't have to go along with them. Um, but I, I I think that part of the problem today is that either you have the same values or you have no value. So that's all I would say about that. And
that was a tweet and repeater right there, Kathy Peak. That was a tweet and repeater. So I guess I would put a little qualifier on it. You know how some people will demonstrate through their words or actions that they're being cruel, they're being unkind, they're being inhumane, they're being small-minded, whatever it
right,
is you find particularly repelling,
yeah,
you have to ask yourself, is this worth the fight? Do I want to get
right,
curious about it and
right.
have a deeper, bolder conversation? Or
No,
is
if somebody is harmful, then of course I'm going to close the door because that's just not acceptable. But if they're willing to tolerate my point of view, and I'm willing to accept and tolerate their point of view and allow them to be, I think that that's a very an adult way to communicate with people.
I
And
I agree with you 100%.
okay,
I
all
totally
right.
I do think that when we do things that feel right for us, we're on the right
Uh-huh.
track. When we do things that feel misaligned for us, we need to listen. And hey,
Sure.
Chris, it's so good to see you. Sorry I had a little trouble with Zoom today,
Not,
but
it's not you, Nancy, it's me. I completely apologize.
well, I'm really happy to hear from you. He's from Noble Automation now, and he knows an awful lot about AI and how it's useful in today's world. And so, hopefully, one of the things I was teasing folks about, Chris, is I'm going to be showing a powerful exercise where you can actually dial in what you care about and what you believe. And somebody's going to get chosen to be hot seated so I can demonstrate how powerful this can be in real time. So we're just getting started, so you haven't missed anything. So maybe you'll be the one that raises your hand because you're so awesome.
I read your handouts. Your handouts were fantastic, so I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Oh, thank you. Quality is my secret sauce.
Yeah. Nancy,
So
can you go through those conflicts one more time? The information, relationship, values,
yeah,
structure.
let me try to remember them. You have conflicts over data or information. You have conflict over structure in the organization. You have conflict over relationships.
Uh-huh.
You have conflict over values.
Got
And the
it.
fifth one is escaping me for the moment. But the point I was making, Chris, is that if you have a issue of a conflict over values, sometimes that's a bridge that can't be crossed because people feel so diametrically different that your time and energy could be spent going elsewhere. And so when it comes to client attraction, I'll just put it into specific, very concrete terms. People that want to get to six figures fast in 20 minutes or less are interested in a message that resonates with that. Whereas other people who are building for the long term, who want to have deeper relationships with clients, like there's different ways you can use what you care about and what you're up against so that people are attracted to it or repelled by it. And that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of where we're digging in today. So
Got
if
it.
you have ever made a decision based on the wrong things, you might feel some inner conflict and stress. You might feel a loss of authenticity. You might feel some damaged relationships. You might feel some reduced motivation and fulfillment. You might feel there's some reputation and credibility issues that you don't want to deal with. Maybe you make some poor decisions, or maybe you're just emotionally exhausted because none of this felt good to you and you didn't get an outcome that was welcome and you're wishing that things were different. But when you are aligned with what you care about and what you believe, you get to foster clarity, confidence, and meaningful success, not just in your business, but in your life and all the things that matter most to you. And I think these are really great outcomes. Many of you know I lead an inner circle called the Love Your Business, Love Your Life Inner Circle. And we're all about loving our business and loving our life because one without the other isn't good enough, which leads me to another comment, which is, do you know anyone who's hustling, hustling, hustling with a model that is such a machine that while they're making lots and lots of money, they seem exhausted, depleted, and not very happy? Do you know anybody in that bucket? Could it be that you are in that bucket? Sometimes we follow an approach that may or may not be in our best interest, and we wonder why it's not working. And so think about the consequences of acting in misalignment with your values. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to brainstorm the core values that matter most to you. And here's where you'll turn to your handout and you will actually look at the core values, which is the secondary handout. And I would love for you to actually go through this exercise to name and claim the 5 core values that matter most to you. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to bake that in to what it is that you do and how what you do is different from your most admired competitor. Do you have a most admired competitor or someone that you look up to as a success that has left clues for you? It could be that your ideal client is comparing you to them and is not getting a clear differentiation. And so they're going with them instead. But when you get clear about what you stand for compared to what they stand for, you then have a differentiated message that can stand apart and compel your right fit clients to say yes to you. Who wants that? Put a yes in the chat if you want that. So what I'm going to do is it's 10:27 in this moment, and I'm going to be quiet for 2 minutes as you name and claim your 5 most important core values. And I want you to write them down, and I want you to go make sure your head, your heart, and your gut are in agreement. And so ready, set, go. I'm just
If I might, can I ask a quick question?
yes.
So I actually wrote these out based upon what you had in your um handout prior to this. And in what you wrote, I'm not quite sure if we're just supposed to look at our core values or are we answering or commenting on each one of these and how our core value relates to health. Because I actually wrote full statements on each one of those, like in your
I
comment.
love
So
that. I love that you did that because the deeper you go, the more we can bake that in to what you share with your clients and other people that are important to you. So I did that. I am lean, fit, healthy, and strong.
Right.
Like that is important to me. If I don't
Yeah.
have lean, healthy, fit, and strong as a way to wake up in the morning, nothing else matters to me. And I can
Right.
speak that truth because I came from a life-threatening illness a couple of years ago and got a wake-up call that anything less wasn't going to be good enough. And I completely transformed my health and my life since then.
And
When
I'm so proud of you for that.
Yeah, so if you're feeling brave, Kathy, would you consider sharing,
Sure.
go ahead and tell us a little bit about you. Be
Okay.
sure about.
So, I am healthy, strong, vibrant, and I feel great. I am close to my kids, grandkids, and friends. I am known to be consistent, caring, and fun. I enjoy what I have and I'm generous to others. I spend my resources appropriately and manage it all with integrity. My business is my passion, my purpose, and I am devoted to nurturing it, honoring it, and letting it grow for the glory of God and in service to others. I love being connected with others and making connections, feeling a part of what is going on around me. I love where I live. And then my core values are loyalty, integrity, fun, independence, knowledge, and contribution.
Bravo. And for the benefit of everyone who's here, what is your business, Kathy?
I'm the CEO and founder of The Peak Financial Group. I work with divorcees, um, women divorcees, I guess I should clarify, to help them feel happy and healthy and no shame in not knowing. So I've been doing this for 24 years and I love what I do.
Very good. And just listening to that, it sounds to me like the focus is on empowering divorcees with the financial insights that they need to know to manage the resources they have to love their business and their life, even if they were kept in the dark for decades.
Yeah.
Even saying that, even if they were kept in the dark for decades,
Mm,
there are people, there are women who were in relationships where he handled all the money and she was in the dark. And now all of a sudden she's in charge. But when you add the even if kind of statement to whatever it is that you're doing, can you see how that
I'm
makes the
with that.
message even more crystal clear to attract the people that you feel most compelled to help? So if
Yeah.
you have typewritten that, I would love for you to send that to me at nancy@getknowngetpaid.com because I would love to do a demonstration with that shortly. And
With what I read.
yeah, the whole thing, send it to
Oh,
me.
okay.
Send me the whole thing. And
Okay.
is there anyone else here feeling brave that they want to send that to me, speak up or share that with the group? I'm just putting my email in the comments here so people can see it. How about you, Chris? Have you done this work already?
Yeah, I wrote this down. I don't want to derail this. So this is what I wrote. My five core values I wrote down, but my five core values of my overall life are not the same as my five core values as what I would want a client to think about. It doesn't mean
Oh,
I'm hiding them. Let me be specific. So my core values in life, to be as healthy. Without your health, you've got nothing, right? So healthy, to be vibrant, etc. Number two is relationships, to have honest and real close relationships with those I can, and at least, you know, realistic relationships with those I can't. A successful career as defined by doing things that I like and enjoying, and of course paying the bills. And my fourth one is to be creative. I do this, make these handcrafted leather goods and things on the weekend, and I sell them on a website. So that like, scratches a certain thing in my head that's not a keyboard. And the fifth one is to be knowledgeable of what's going on in the world around me, to be as fact based as I can on what's happening. So that's personally what I think. But business wise, what I want a business person to see in me, which are also true, is that I am authentic when I talk to them. I'm not full of crap. I actually say what I mean, and have real conversations. And the second one is I'm pretty humble, but I'm also confident. So I don't want to be seen as cocky. That no one likes that. I don't like that. So humble but confident in being able to help them move forward. and what I'm talking about. Positive, overall optimistic and not cynical, negative, and broken, like a lot of situations can be. Third is a profit orientation. I am not a nonprofit person. I am not a government hand out your money person. I am not a socialist, right? And I want them to see that their business needs to go forward, and the measure ultimately of that final measure is profit. And the last one is that I'm really loyal to people who are loyal to me. So those are the 5 things I'd want to be seen as a business person. They're not completely out of sync with the other ones, but like a business person probably doesn't care too much that I make leather goods on the weekend. That's not too
Well,
important.
so this will be fun. Before we, can you just explain, briefly what you do, Chris, so everybody has that benefit of knowing?
I am a public speaker and an author on 2 topics. One is I call Noble Automation Now. That's how to implement automation and AI in a way that best serves all stakeholders. Doesn't scare the heck out of your employees and yet drives the business forward. Topic 1. Second one is called Placing Stones, Doing and Having What Matters Most, which is totally parallel with what we're talking about, which is dealing with that struggle of all the forces pulling you apart, trying to be great at everything and sometimes feeling like you're great at nothing. Those 2.
Oh, very cool.
And I
So,
make leather goods.
and you make leather goods. See, I think there's a way to use that. And so if that has been typewritten, Chris, if you feel that you could send it to me in an email while we're here today on this call, I just might demonstrate for you how to do that using a little bit of,
It's not typewritten, so you're going to make me type.
I am, but I don't think you're going to regret it. I don't think you're going to regret it because I'll demonstrate as we move along. I will give everybody an opportunity to share a little bit later, but I also want to make sure we keep the party going forward. So hopefully, like you're getting some ahas now about what you care about and what you value. And you've also gotten some ahas about when you don't do the right thing, how it makes you feel. So the next part of this exercise, which is so powerful, is the me versus them part of the conversation. Now, Kathy, you are not the only person on the planet that works with divorced women or separated women or midlife women who are in a muck about their money in the aftermath of a divorce. There are other people that do that too,
Mm-hmm.
but probably admired some of them, followed some of them, studied some of them, and made deliberate decisions about how you're going to do it differently based on what you've seen out there. So the next part of this exercise is for you to take your most admired competitor and say, this is the way they do it. This is the way we do it. And this is so juicy. It is so juicy when you do this. And I'm going to be very transparent here. There's a lot about what is done in online marketing today that I find a bit repelling. Do you ever feel that way? Like, oh my gosh, there they are again, beating their chest. There they are, hyping how awesome they are to a level of like conceit that feels over the top. Like to me, over positioning, when someone over positions, I start to wonder if the emperor has any clothes. It's like if you're so busy telling me how great you are, like so what? Like show me what you've done for your clients, show me what you've done for the world, show me what you've done for your organization. When someone says to me, you've only got 8 minutes to make your case, and at the 8 minute and 2 second mark, we're cutting you off. I hate that. That's what I call stopwatch coaching, where someone says, you only get 8 minutes, and after that, if you didn't get your value, well, tough goodies to you, right? I hate stopwatch coaching. I hate over positioning. I hate when people are so caught up in their celebrity, they forget to bring the value to the people they're here to help. And when someone says, I'd be happy to work with you, but it'll just be 2 commas and 6 zeros for you to have the privilege of getting to work with me, my eyes glaze over and I say, I'm sure your thing is great, but that's just not going to work for me. sometimes I feel that the pricing of some of these things that are out there is just sort of out of control. And so, what's my answer to that? What is my answer to that? And more importantly, what is your answer to the things that rub you the wrong way about what's going on in your business, what's going on with your most admired competitor, what's going on? Because when you name and claim that, now you're setting yourself apart from the other people that do what you do, and you're doing it in a way that is aligned with what you care most about. And if that's what you care the most about and you imbue that kind of feeling into your message, it's going to land more squarely with the people that you most want to help. So, is there anyone here on this call that has not got an admired competitor that they can compare themselves to? Sylvie, do you, or B, oh, we've got Sylvie joining us. Good, great. B, is it B? B Jensen? B, is there some, what do you do, B? Just curious.
I'm a transformational coach, and I have a wide range of. I know it's the contrast that to what everybody's. You should have a focused audience, but I think the message I have really could benefit people undergoing life transitions or career changes, and also leaders who also want to lift the organizations to a higher level of performance and accountability. So I have um, something to offer across the board, but my main message really is I want people to realize that they have the inherent right and worth to claim the life they truly love and deserve because it's their right and they're worth it. So
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
message I want to send to the world. Yeah.
So I'm just
Okay.
here, I'm hearing that transformational coach for people in transition who want to claim their best life and work
Mhm.
now.
Thank you for capturing that.
And so there are others that do that too.
Mhm.
And so there must be something special, different, and preferred about the way that you do it. You may have a proprietary process, a
Mhm.
proven approach that has a special name. You may have something that, some people can say, I can help you achieve this transformation in 3 months instead of 3 years.
Mhm.
Um, I can help you, I can help you, make more money, save time, bridge the gap. But you have to think about what sets you apart from what other people do. And so, Celine, I don't see your face, but do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do, or Sylvie, what you do, so that we can have that context as we continue our experience together?
Oh, I you want me to respond to that or you
Well, I'm going to ask Celine and Sylvie to participate, and while they're commenting, why don't the others, while you're listening, if you can, think about this is who I am, this is who they are, this is who I am. And the example I offered about Kathy, um, the midlife woman who is, some financial planners don't have the patience, the unending patience and compassion to deal with a woman who is in the thick of it and feeling pressure and anxiety in ever increasing amounts.
Mhm.
That's one of your points of differentiation, Kathy, is that you have the patience to navigate whatever level of knowledge someone has to help them gain some level of empowerment and mastery, when some old school financial advisor is going to want to send them to a robo advisor and wash their hands of it. You see? So, Sylvie, do you have something you want to say? Like, what do you do so we have the benefit of appreciating you?
Yeah,
Some of you will recognize if I say learning expert. So I've been in corporate training and learning and development for 25 plus years and have the formal education too to do this. So what I do is practically I support subject matter experts, people who are experts in their field or have something to teach, and I bring the learning aspect of it. So I know how the brain learns, and I can also support in creating, digital trainings, e-learnings, workshops, flipped classroom, you name it. I can work with you.
So
And
if you were to say, what is the problem that you solve for people, what would be your answer?
if they have a course already, their students or the learners are dropping off and not completing. So they are not coming back, which means the business is in trouble. And those who don't have a program yet, then they have a lot of knowledge which they desperately want to get out of the world, but they don't know where to start or how to structure it so that it works for
Okay.
them and
So,
for the
another way
learners.
to say that is the problem I solve is helping course creators prevent people from dropping out before they get the value.
Mm, yeah.
And that could be a way to talk about it. If you're frustrated that people are not completing your course and getting the transformation, I'm the expert to help stop that in its tracks so people get the value and the world can be made better. No more dropping out. But we have to get to the bottom of it, like what the problem is that you solve. What is the problem that you solve? So what I'd like you to do for the next 2 minutes, and I know this is demanding, especially if I'm pulling it on you at the last minute, but think of 5 things about your most admired competitor that rub you the wrong way, and then indicate 5 ways that you're special, different, and preferred, relating those ideas back to them. This is the heart of the matter. I am not the only person on earth that teaches messaging. I know it. But I can teach messaging in a way that you will get an aha in the live moment and be hungry for more, because this is my gift, but we all have a gift. So what is yours and how is it different, special, and preferred to compared to your most admired competitor? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write that down and preferably type it, because the next part of this exercise is when we demonstrate it and bring it alive with Nancy's word wizardry. And I can't wait to see the eyes go wide as you say, oh my gosh, who knew that leather goods had something to do with it? Okay. So it's 10:48 and I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and I'm actually going to walk away from my desk because I heard the doorbell ring. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and talk amongst yourselves if you need additional support in these 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Where are you guys typing this? Like an offline memo or something?
I'm typing it in the chat. I thought that's what she meant typing. Otherwise, I would be writing it by hand.
I
Why
I
not
use I
share it
use
in the chat?
notes. I use the notes in my phone,
Okay.
um, and wrote it out. But whatever, I mean, if you want to do it in the chat, I think that would be good for her to be able to see. I'm happy to
And
Maybe
I
get
do
a
would
that.
love
memo
to
and
see.
drop it into the chat, because every time you hit return on this thing, it'll send off a message.
Yeah,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
I would love to see everybody's because I was late. Sorry for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Kathy, are you able to share what you said also that was beautiful, what you wrote? It would be nice to, I mean, only because of the way you positioned it. I think that was very beautiful. Yeah.
About the different areas, the health and the relationships and the wealth and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, like it's sort of like, like it's sort of saying your purpose and mission in a way that's connected with your values. I think the way you articulated that is kind of very nice.
Oh, okay. Well, I can certainly go to my notes and cut and paste,
Okay.
but let me do these first.
Mm, yes.
And since that's what we're supposed to be doing right now.
Right. Well, and you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a fun little demonstration for you all. And I'm use myself as an example while I wait for you to complete your assignment. But I
Mhm.
promise you, you're going to see something happen here that's going to get you excited. And so I'm going to demonstrate.
Nancy, do you also share the recording later? Because I'm sorry I was late. I wanted to
Yes,
apologize
yes, I will
earlier.
be sharing the recording, and I hope that, sometimes you have to hear something more than once before you get
Yeah.
it. And some voices really resonate for you and others don't. Hopefully mine does. But I want to show you, I'm going to share my screen. Is there anyone here who struggled writing their bio for podcast guesting, their website,
Yeah, I do.
their, when they're getting
I
introduced
did
as a
before
speaker?
Nancy Juetten rewrote my bio.
A lot of people really struggle with this. And sometimes when you read bios, they read like wallpaper, or they read,
Yeah.
maybe there's too much positioning, maybe there's not enough positioning, maybe people are standing just this side of their humility and not boasting enough. There's a certain balance to it. But sometimes when you read someone's bio, you feel like you know them already and they're your person. Wouldn't you like your people to read your bio and to know that you are their person, right? I mean, I think that's a very exciting thing. So I want to show you something. I call it Nancy's word wizard, but I'm going to, let me find it. Okay. I went to my Nancy's word wizard today and I said, and can you see my screen? Let's just see some head nods. It says, we'll be naming and claiming core values today so we can infuse them into the way we share our messages with our right fit clients. As a demonstration, my core values are health, relationships, wealth, business success on my own best terms, giving back to causes that touch my heart and make a difference. I am the opposite of what rubs me the wrong way. They offer out of control pricing, fake celebrity hype, over positioning, and are transaction based. I, on the other hand, offer reasonable and fair pricing, authority earned from years in the trenches, honesty and generosity over hype, and my work is more about you and your results than me. My approach is relationship based. Knowing what you know about me, can you create a 100-word bio in the third person that reflects these points of differentiation? See, I'm using everything that we just did to give you an insight to who I am. So if we read what Word Wizard came back to say, she says, Nancy Juetten is a messaging expert and visibility strategist who helps entrepreneurs clarify their core values and communicate with integrity to attract right fit clients. With decades of in the trenches experience, she brings honesty, generosity, and earned authority to every engagement. She rejects hype, inflated pricing, and transactional tactics in favor of fair pricing, authentic storytelling, and relationship first results. Her clients value her real world wisdom, straight talk, and commitment to their lasting success. A champion for business done on your own best terms, Nancy leads with heart, delivers with excellence, and gives back to causes that matter. There it is. But
That's beautiful.
when we're using a word wizard, what we want to do is say, ooh, is that really the best version of who we can be? And so she asks me, would you like a sassier, softer, or more credential forward version too? And what do you know? There it is. She says, I write back and I say, um, I would love a sassier, one that's packed with more credentials. Bring it on. I'm talking to the word wizard like she's my best friend. Absolutely, Nancy. Here's a sassier, more credential-packed version that still showcases your heart, values, and earned authority, all while turning up the volume. Nancy's the go-to messaging wizard for coaches, experts, and service providers, ready to stop spinning and start winning with words that work. A former corporate PR pro turned sought-after speaker, best-selling author, and podcast guesting success strategist, she brings decades of boots-on-the-ground experience, sharp wit, and straight-shooting honesty to every conversation. She built her business on fair pricing, real results, and long-game relationships, not fake fame or funnel hype. If overpromising and under-delivering makes your skin crawl, you found your people. Nancy helps you get known and get paid without selling out or burning out. It's starting to feel sassier and more resonant for what I really care about because I'm asking for sassy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So then she says, would you like to tailor this to a specific audience?
I love it.
Sorry, I'm just sorry, the scroll. Would you like? And so I say, yes, please can create a compelling version that would turn the head of a top podcast host. Here's a podcast host head turning version designed to make Nancy Juetten a hell yes guest. Anyone here want to be a hell yes guest? I mean, she just talks to me like I'm talking to her.
Mhm.
Nancy Juetten is a podcast guesting success expert who turns under the radar experts into sought after mic ready authorities. If that's all I get, and they say, welcome to the show, here's what's good about this, B. Under the radar experts turn into sought after and mic ready authorities. My sense is just based on what you've shared so far is you might be an under the radar expert who hasn't yet named and claimed who your people are and what you're trying to do for them. And if you could get a little more clarity about that, you can lasso more of the right people to come into your bucket.
Thank you.
So then she says, would you like a variation or a podcast introduction also? Like one good thing leads to another. Don't you just love that?
Yeah.
So I said, she sent something to me that said whatever she said. And I said, I would like a version for host bios or introductions, but please keep the variation audience focused and about the wins they welcome by tuning in. That is so much different than tell them all about how I'm so awesome, I'm so wonderful, I'm so this, I'm so that.
Mhm.
The big difference that the big idea that I want you to get from this is sometimes we're so eye focused that we forget to put our ideal client in the recipe.
Mhm.
The more you appeal to who they are and what they want and the problem they want to solve, the more they'll be paying attention. So she says here's a polished podcast host intro that's audience focused and outcome driven, perfect for making your guest spot shine from the very first word. And so here it demonstrated. If you're tired of marketing advice that sounds good but doesn't do good, you're in for a treat. Today's guest is Nancy Juetten, the go-to expert for turning overlooked experts into booked out mic-ready authorities. She's helped thousands of coaches, creatives, and consultants clarify their message, get podcast ready, and turn conversations into clients without fake fame, shouty funnels, or selling out. With 20 years of real world visibility savvy, she brings straight talk, smart strategies, and results that last. If you're ready to attract right fit clients by speaking your truth with confidence, lean in because Nancy's about to show you how.
I love this. I love how practical it is. So many times these things are big words,
Yeah.
general, don't say anything. This is all me. Like I love the practical, easy to listen to, easy to understand, don't need a translator for it. And yeah, I really like it. I really like it. And I would hear the smile even if you were not smiling when you were reading it.
Oh, so nice. So thank you for that compliment. I'm so glad you like it. I think sometimes we make messaging very complicated, but let me
Yeah.
just also show you I mean, this could go on, but now I want to turn the tables to you. Somewhere I said, can you speak to some of the stunning results that Nancy's messaging magic has influenced over the last 24 years, such as clients welcoming premium clients, getting booked on top shows, and learning to fish so they're never hungry, that sort of thing. Do you notice that I'm just talking to her like she's my friend? I'm not being really wooden. I'm talking to her like, hey, can we unpeel the onion a little bit more, get to the meat of the matter faster? And so she comes back with something that's actually better. Today's guest is Nancy Juetten, the messaging and visibility expert behind some of the most quietly successful experts you have heard of, thanks to her signature brand of message magic. Over the last 24 years, she's helped thousands of coaches attract premium clients, get booked on top shows, and share their genius with clarity and confidence. Her clients have landed TED Talks, five-figure paydays, and podcast guest spots that open real doors, all without selling their soul or spamming their list. She doesn't just write copy, she teaches you to fish with your message so you're never hungry for clients, confidence, or clarity again. If your confident audience is ready to stop being the best kept secret and start owning their voice in the marketplace, they're about to get the goods. It's all about what they're going to get, but you see how I beefed up what I bring to the party so that I am not the one that you are repelled by, but I'm the one that you are compelled to learn more from.
Mm-hmm.
Then I even asked her for a one-liner summary of what we could say about myself. I mean, oh my gosh, it just goes on and on. Tired of being the best kept secret, Nancy Juetten shows you how to own your voice, land the mic, and speak words that win you premium clients. I mean, who struggles here with one-liners that explain what they do?
I do.
If you struggle with this, if you get to the meat of the matter of what makes you special, different, and preferred compared to your most admired competitor, and you name and claim the values that matter to you, and you're also clear about the stunning results that your clients get because they have the privilege of getting to pay you money and work under your guidance, we can feed that into the word wizard and have words come back to you that you will love. And when you are discerning, because that is so important, you don't just take the first draft and say, off to the races I go. You look at it and say, is this true? Is it correct? Does it sound and feel like me? Too many big words. Can we dial it down so even a 9-year-old could read it? And the beautiful thing about having the word wizard at your side is you can ask for as many iterations as you would like. There is no stopwatch, and she will be there for you to give you the goods until you're happy. And I think that this is what it is to teach someone to fish so they're never hungry again. But sometimes in the beginning, it all feels so unfamiliar that you're
Mm-hmm.
not sure exactly what to do or how to do it. And you might need an expert in your corner and by your side to guide you through the process. But once you learn, everything you've learned, you get to own for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like super intoxicating. She even says, hey, do you want a media one sheet draft? I'll create one for you. And then she does. So there it is. Like, oh my gosh, so amazing. So I'm just curious, is there anybody here that's willing to step into the love seat and have me do this for them?
I
Okay.
love it.
I saw Kathy's hand go up. I saw Sylvie's head go up. So I'm going to start with Kathy first because she sent me something by email already, which I love. Um, I'm gonna take this away. She prepared her values, some additional language, how she sets herself apart from other people. So what I'm doing is I'm going here and I'm going to say, and you can watch this. Oh, Celine has entered the waiting room. Okay. Great work. I'm typing in just like she's my friend. Great work. I would like your help in creating a 100-word bio in the third person for Kathy Peak, CEO of Peak.
The peak.
Oh, sorry.
It's the peak.
I got it. The Peak Financial Group, correct?
Mm-hmm.
These are among her core values and some of the ways she sets her practice and approach apart from her most admired competitors. I happen to know Kathy personally and appreciate that she has a level of patience and compassion to work with midlife women who are in the throes of dealing with the drama, trauma, and chaos of a marriage falling apart. She empowers and enriches these women to make smart money moves, even in the face of what has proven to be their most difficult moment in life. Does that feel true?
Mm-hmm.
She is a dog lover, a
Mm-hmm.
connector, and a community builder
Well, thank you.
who always has a kind word of support and championship for others. This is what Kathy shared. Cut, paste, share. Knowing what you know about Kathy, bring on a compelling 100-word bio that sets her apart and brings in the consultation requests. Please. Are we ready?
Ready. Can't wait to see the magic.
Here's a compelling third person that showcases Kathy's heart, values, and standout approach with a subtle invitation baked in for right fit consultations. Kathy Peak, CEO of the Peak Financial Group, empowers midlife women navigating divorce to reclaim clarity, confidence, and control over their financial future, even if they've been kept in the dark for decades. Knowing her compassion, integrity, and commitment to education over intimidation, Kathy guides clients to make smart money moves during life's most difficult moments. A connector, God lover, and joyful community builder, she leads with heart, not hype. If you're seeking a trusted advisor who serves with loyalty, fun, and fierce support, Kathy is the steady hand and financial guide you've been praying for.
Lovely.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
What does everyone else think?
Beautiful.
We got a thumbs up from Chris. What do you think, Sylvie?
I it would speak to me all the way to the last half a sentence that you've been praying for. I think that would be strange for me. I love everything else. It makes really really personal, and it tells me what she does, and it reflects what you wrote about Kathy, because you know her. I personally would not be raising my hand because of the word praying, even though I am very connected upwards.
Okay, that's really good feedback. And so I know Kathy is a spiritual woman, and
Mm.
she can't hide that from her
Mhm.
per person. And
Mhm.
so right fit messaging appeals to the people that it's for, and
Mhm.
it repels
Exactly.
the people for whom it is not for. So this is a good
Exactly.
of
Exactly. I'm not criticizing it. I think it's as you say. I mean, it's yeah. I would even though I am very spiritual when it comes to my financial advice, and I'm thinking back to my two divorces.
Uh-huh.
I would probably prefer the
How
thing.
about
So
that
I'm
you've been hoping for?
Yeah, I think the
okay.
big
So let's
takeaway here is
so this is
it's an
something else I
amazing
wanted
map.
to. What I want to do is one more little iteration.
Okay.
I'm going to say coming along, a lot to like here. Can we dial back the praying for to be more universal, such as searching for or hoping to
Looking
be
for.
referred to
fine.
in
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to ask is, Kathy, you've been
Mhm.
at this a long time.
Yes.
Is it 20 some odd years?
24 years.
Kathy has been in the trenches doing this work for 24 years. In that time, she has been privileged to honored, I'm going to say honored because I don't want to check spell check, honored to work with, and here's where you can say scores and scores of clients, hundreds of clients, thousands of clients, but you can put some credibility in there. Would you say you've worked with hundreds of clients over 24 years through your both
Yeah.
careers? Worked
Yep.
with hundreds
Hundreds of, right. Hundreds of
of
clients.
clients in her private work? And do you lead workshops or anything like that?
Yeah, I've done workshops. I've spoken on stages.
For,
I've been on podcasts.
for live and
I've
virtual
I've led organizations.
and the empowering workshops she leads to bring about transformation in perfect timing. The reason this is important, we all have been, if you just hung out your shingle yesterday and you want to give it a go, that's a completely different message than if you've been at it for 24 years, have had the opportunity to work with hundreds of people. And I want to ask you one more question, Kathy.
Sure.
After 24 years in the trenches doing this work, clearly I'm imagining that lives have been transformed, women are empowered.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to cull it down to the number one greatest joy or juice that you get from it, this work, what would you say?
Um, that they feel confident about their future.
When her clients feel great about their future, Kathy's legacy is alive today. So now what I'm going to say, can you rework the bio to include these points of differentiation?
Yeah, they don't just feel great about it, they actually feel confident.
That is a lasting transformation she can feel proud of. That is her blessing to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just see what happens. Let's see if it gets any better.
Okay.
Kathy Peak, CEO of the Peak Financial Group, has spent 24 years guiding midlife women through the financial fallout of divorce with patience, compassion, and wisdom. Through private advising, empowering workshops, and sought after speaking engagements, she's helped hundreds of clients make confident, informed money moves even after decades in the dark. Kathy offers guidance with integrity, loyalty, and heart, always favoring relationship over transaction. A connector, community builder, and lifelong learner, she's a steady hand women are grateful to find when they need it most. When her clients feel secure about their future, Kathy's legacy is already alive. How does that feel? We see head nods,
That's
but
great. Yeah.
that's great. Yeah. Is it like, oh my God, I love it. So what do we have to
My
do to
head's getting bigger and bigger.
So just for fun, I'm gonna copy this and I'm just gonna sometimes when you see something the first time, you don't quite know how to respond to it. So since I happen to have your email in my
Uh-huh.
inbox, your new bio to consider and refine.
Okay.
And you can just look at it and
Yeah.
and say, does this sound like me? Is this the
Mm-hmm.
message that I want to deliver? Does this feel client attracting to me? You can even say, ooh, could you add a call to action to the back end so people can easily and conveniently book a call to consult with you, which
Mm-hmm.
which make it work really hard. So
Right.
how is that feeling, Kathy? On a scale of 1 to 10, did you get some help or value there?
Probably a 12.
Oh, bam. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks for being first and being vulnerable and
Yeah.
so
I
transparent.
think one of the things that was really great in there was that you added your viewpoint, which kind of gives it a different flavor. So maybe getting when you're designing, if I was designing this for myself, getting a couple of clients to say, or people that I know, they may not even be clients, to, give me maybe some uh,
Ammunition.
right. Some
Right.
things that they have to think about me because I think that that makes it even richer. Um,
Well, so,
so
so to that end, I'm going to offer another how to or something to put into practice. Um, you know, it's been said by many people, and I don't know to whom to attribute it. I'm really big on attribution, but you can't see the label when you're in the jar. You can't see the label when you're in the jar.
I
And
love that.
write it down. I don't know who said it first. It's out there. Okay.
Mhm.
You
I've never
can't
heard that.
you can't see the label when you're in the jar. And we all have maybe what we're doing today is not exactly what we were doing 24 years ago. Maybe there have been some pivots and recalibrations along the way where we're making a change in our business and we're not quite sure how to talk about ourselves. Way back in the day, I was struggling with this myself. And so the advice that I was given that I will give to you is you all have people in your world that are your champions, your advocates, your go-to people to ask to tell you the truth. You have people like this, maybe 3 to 5 people in your life that will do that for you, your partner, your best friend, the leader of your eWomen network, whatever the case may be, your leader at Vistage, whatever.
Hmm.
Carefully discern 5 people that really know you and who, not just what you do, but who you are. And you'll write a message to them and say, I so appreciate our relationship over the years. I'm refining and upgrading the way I show up and serve to my ideal clients. You could be a big help to me if you would simply share a few words and phrases that come to mind when you think of me. Don't think too much about it. Just tell me like it is, and I'll be so grateful. I did this way back in the day. and someone said, Nancy takes the best of who you are, ditches the rest, and makes you sound like a rock star in record time.
Yeah.
Another person said, she's a word wizard on steroids.
Mm,
Another person said, she's a human exclamation point. Her enthusiasm for the work she does is palpable. I couldn't have manufactured those sassy sound bites that came directly from people who knew me well. So if you are looking to be validated by your most close inner circle of people, follow the exact language that I use to describe how to ask for that feedback and go get it. And I promise you that it will point you further and more powerfully in the direction where you are supposed to be headed. And it will make all your messaging ring true, because I know that when you're a financial advisor, there is confidentiality that has to be carefully considered and honored. And
mhm.
you may not be able to say Mary Beth Smith, who got divorced 20 years ago, is living the life uncommon. But you can say, clients I've worked with have said things like this.
Right.
And you can get away with that. If you have clients that are willing to say their name and their title and their organization or their website, even better. But people are saying good things about you, so bring it forth. So, who would like to be next? Is there someone here that would like to sit in the hot seat and have me do what I did for Kathy for them? I see Chris Hodges is smiling.
Well, you have done my bio, but it's been a while since we've done it.
So, did you type anything up that I could actually use?
Well, no, I typed up the thing you asked me to do before, which was the comparing them to us. That's
Okay,
in
so did
it's
you
in the
send
chat,
it?
but
Can you send
I
but I
it?
think
don't.
it's in the chat.
Oh, is it in
Mine
the
is in the
chat?
chat
Yeah,
Okay.
but
too.
I think
I think several people put it in the chat.
Oh, thank you so much.
We put
Okay.
it in the chat.
Okay, so here we go.
well, I think what I really should ask you to do is look at a bio for example, I just submitted bios to something.
Uh,
Right? So is that what you want to start with? Is something that
well,
I've
I
already?
kind of want to stay with my format
Oh,
because,
right. Okay. Okay.
do you have a bio that you could pop in the chat or a link to one that I can go and find?
I do. So
Okay.
here's one that I just submitted.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going
And
here.
it's because it was a speaker submission request. It said 100 words. I think that's whatever, something
Okay.
close.
So I'm gonna go, great job. Let's shift our focus to Chris Hodges. Okay. Here are his answers to some of our probing questions about core values. And then going back to, I have to come back to what you had here. And then we have this. Oh, we're just trying to do it here. We got Kathy,
I
we
think you
got
just
Chris,
copy it
5
out of.
things. This is me. And then here you are. Copy, share, share. Here is a bio he is working with now.
Reading your own bio always makes you ill, doesn't it? It's like braggy, braggy, braggy. I'm so wonderful. I I hate reading my own bios because of that.
Okay, so I want to just ask you a couple of questions. What is the number one outcome you want to bring about when the bio is shared?
You mean my bio?
When someone reads about you,
I want them to say that this person has the credibility and the background to be on the stage talking about the subject that we're interested in him talking about. Just just from that point of view, of course, they also
wants
have
his
to
credibility and background to be so compelling that meeting planners rush to book him and pay him big bucks.
I love it. I love it.
What
Okay.
year did you graduate from the Naval Academy?
1987.
Uh,
Somewhere in here, you're the author of, right?
Yeah.
Chris
Stones.
is the
Placing
author
Stones,
of
Fearing and Having.
Noble Automation Now.
Yeah, and the other one that's in the bio, Placing Stones.
And this book can be a lasting source of inspiration and education for every audience member lucky enough to hear him speak, right?
This is pure Nancy.
And then you're the author, you've been doing it a long time. When people hear you speak, I know you're a very capable speaker. We're gonna go a little bit long. I hope you guys are willing to stay because this is, well, I'll be as quick as I can. But what do people say about you as a speaker? Like, what do meeting planners say?
The talk I give on Noble Automation, I integrate the hero's journey, Joseph Campbell, the hero's journey. And what I hear most often is, I've never heard the hero's journey integrated with implementing AI and automation and making it feel inspirational. That's what they say.
I've never heard the hero's journey.
Hero's journey integrated with implementing AI and automation. I didn't mean to take this much time. I just copied in what I had.
I've never heard the hero's journey in the way that Chris delivers.
There you go.
Can you, I want to say one more thing, just for fun. Chris has a side hustle working with leather goods to tickle his creativity while creating a steady stream of dollars
Yeah, it does. It pays for the groceries.
to fund some of his other passions in life. Is there a way to weave in the texture, lasting quality of leather or creativity into his message to create a head-turning reaction?
I love the way you write.
What?
I love the way you write.
Thank you. That's my gift.
Yeah, I can tell.
So let's just see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. This is all brand new.
Oh, it'll be interesting.
Chris Hodges is a global speaker, author, and leadership advisor with 25 years of experience guiding top-tier teams to thrive under pressure and lead with purpose. A U.S. Naval Academy grad and former exec at GE, Accenture, and Deloitte, Chris brings battle-tested insight with uplifting clarity. He's the author of Noble Automation Now and Placing Stones, delivering a rare blend of technical depth and human connection. Known for integrating the hero's journey with automation, his keynotes spark lasting transformation. When he's not on stage, he's handcrafting leather goods, a nod to the lasting impact he creates in every room he enters.
Mm.
That's amazing.
What do you
I
think
like
about
that.
that?
That's great.
Oh,
Yeah, I like it.
so now it says, Would you like a speaker introduction? Yes, please. Let's just see what happens, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better than the one I'm using now.
A rare combination of military precision, corporate strategy, and deeply human insight to every stage he steps on. He's a global advisor, best-selling author, knows how to takes to thrive under pressure and how to teach it. He's the author of Leave Your Audience. The only speaker we know who can weave the hero's journey into automation and leave your audience inspired to lead with more purpose, precision, and possibility. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Chris Hodges.
Woohoo!
What do you think about that?
Can I be completely candid?
Yes.
You can't take the Navy out of the sailor. Holy shit, that's impressive.
Okay. Okay, well, see, I like that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going over here. Just stay with me, people. We're almost done. I
They
am
say, they
typing
say
in
people who
here.
swear are more honest, by the way. I just thought I'd tell you.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
They say people who swear are more honest. I don't know if that's
I
true.
like it. Chris, I am Chris Hodges at Yahoo. Is that the one you want?
Yeah, that's good.
New bios. New bio and speaker introduction.
I'm amazed how
Fine.
you're
And
able to use your skills, Nancy, to write with the power of ChatGPT and really produce. I mean, without your ability to write, you wouldn't have got that out of there.
And you know what? It's only been 90 minutes. And Kathy got a complete, she got a suggested makeover. You
Yeah.
got a suggested makeover. We don't have time to do the others because I want to honor your time. But could I also say that hopefully you can see that me getting to do this with you is my gift. And I
Mhm.
do like to work with people who want more of it so that they can take all their messaging and make it meaningful and converting. And so if I may just take a couple of minutes to tell you about a way we can go forward, I would love, could I have permission just to share with you what's on the shelf for you to
Yeah,
consider?
sure.
Thank you. I'm going to go to my slides real quick so you can see what I've got coming down the pike here. I think you may know the story that I started my business with the desire to earn better groceries, and pretty soon I got too busy to cook. I love Trader Joe's. If you've ever been to Trader Joe's, it's a grocery store where you read the Fearless Flyer, and all of a sudden you didn't even know how much you needed those blue cheese infused olives for the sandwich that you were going to be making tomorrow. That's
It's so true.
it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to go to Trader Joe's. And what I would love for you to consider is the opportunity to be excited about having a VIP messaging day with me. A half day where we will create made to order messaging. It's a sprint that leaves your dream clients hungry for more, and it leaves you equipped with all the different versions of what you need to do what you need to do so you can bring in those right fit clients with a message that sounds like you, feels like you, and invites you to get to do more of it. You will walk away with crystal clear copy and authentic messages that finally sound like you and sell like magic. And instead of another used notebook or scribbled list of marketing shoulds, you get a done with you immersion that moves your message from med and magnetic, as we've seen today. Two great examples. So you get to, there are common mistakes. Sometimes a lot of us are talking in circles and confusing our audience instead of converting them. And sometimes we're hiding behind that humble expert energy when you deserve a spotlight. Or maybe you're DIYing yourself to frustration instead of big cash. If these are some of your common mistakes that you want to fix, the antidote to all of that is right here, because this is what I love to do. You get to choose your own adventure. With your half day with me, you can include any combination of clarifying your core values, crafting a client attracting bio, building a media one sheet that gets you booked. If you need a lead magnet that's going to convert, from click to lead at a high rate. I'll brainstorm with you what it is, and we can even write it while we're together. If you don't yet have a name for your signature system or approach and need word wizardry to give it a name that will stand out, be hooky, and be compelling, I can help you with that. If your about page is lackluster and not blockbuster, I can help you with that. And if you want to create a rallying cry or a manifesto for what you stand for and why it matters now more than ever, I will work with you to create that too. We'll do as much of it as we can in the half day that we have together. And not only that, when we do this, remember, we can't see the label when we're in the jar. You're going to have magnetic clarity. You're going to have visibility readiness. You're going to have a message to market match. You're going to have confidence on demand, and you're going to have that gourmet fit factor, that flavorful messaging that right clients say, heck yes, I got to have it. Where's my Trader Joe's equivalent? It's Nancy Juetten, VIP messaging magic. That's what's in store. So what we have in the whole package is we'll have a pre-session to clarify your goals so I can get ready to rock your world. We'll have 3 to 5, it's a 3 to 5 hour virtual session. Well, 3 to 5 hours. No, I don't remember what that says. 3 5 hour, it's a half day. It's a half day. We'll
I think it
choose the
says
time
3.5. 3.5.
right, thank you. Need my glasses. We're going to have a session. We're going to pull together the stuff, the awesomeness. Because when you see it for the first time, like we saw with Kathy, she was reading it and nodding her head, but I didn't get the whole hell yes situation from Kathy. She needs more deliberation. So if she's going to go and look at this 30 days later, we're going to have a follow-up call to do any fine tuning and refinement, because chances are she's going to have put it out there. She's going to gone to some networking meetings. She's going to test out the message. She's going to see how it worked. If she has welcomed new clients, new consultations, new speaking engagements, because she's got a message that rocks, that'll be powerful success to demonstrate that she got return on her investment. But more to the point, if we need to make some refinements, I will help. So this is a $3,500 value. And because it's a sizzling summer sale, just like the Fearless Flyer, I have a magic 1,000 coupon where you can save $1,000 on this experience, provided you're the first 5 to say yes. If you're wondering what my secret sauce is, I always over deliver. You always get more than you pay for. You always have an experience that you'll remember. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel respected, and you get what you came for in a bag of chips besides. If this is exciting to you and you want to play, I want to play with you. It's for you if you have outgrown your old message and you know it's holding you back. You want high caliber guidance, not another DIY download. You're ready for results that feel as good as they perform, and most importantly, sound and feel like you. You only better, because you were smart enough to bring in the expert to be in your corner and by your side to whip up something that you couldn't create on your own. I've been messaging for 42 years. This is my greatest gift. It comes out of me like music. I don't know how to, if I put it on the shelf at Trader Joe's, I don't know what would happen, but I'm bringing it to you. Past clients have booked dream podcasts, landed $10,000 clients, and finally felt seen, not just for what they do, but because of why it matters. All from one powerful session. This is transformational work, but it's also fun, because instead of you sitting there toiling away trying to dial this in with perhaps a skill set that's not as compelling as mine, you get me and my human exclamation point and my word wizardry, plus a little assist from my word wizard online to get things faster and easier than you ever could before. So if this is exciting to you, there's a link that I will place in the chat where you can read all about it. I'm going to go to the chat and I'm going to pop it in the chat. And you can, oh, I think I just did it again. Going back to here, going here, I'm gonna just put two little things. Copy, go to Zoom. Let's see if we get lucky here. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Whatever you see on the screen. Would Chris, would you do me a favor?
Sure.
You type in HTTPS :// be your own wizard.com / VIP message magic. Maybe it's going to work this time. We'll see if I can get that. There it is. I did it. I posted it in the chat. You want to read this invitation, savor it like you're reading the Fearless Flyer at Trader Joe's, and just imagine that this is what you want. You may be in a position now to say, I am convinced, I can't wait to do it. In which case, go ahead and be among the first 5 to say yes, because you'll save the $1,000. And if for some reason, it says here, oh gosh, you can also, if you feel the need to speak to me personally before you make a commitment, I'm more than happy to get on the phone with you to do that. And you just simply go to this place and just say, tell me a little bit about what you want to do and why you want to do it. And I believe that that will book a call for you. So as long as I'm here, is there anyone that wants to ask me any questions or make any comments about what we were doing today?
I can make a comment. I found it incredibly powerful in the improved bio. So I'm now thinking to myself, as I apply to 50 speaking engagements a week, with the hope of one phone call coming back, this could be very valuable to do that because they're all different. I have to write different messages to different places and different kinds of organizations.
I'm so glad you found value. Did I teach you to fish so that you feel like you can never be hungry, or?
No, you taught me, using ChatGPT is fantastic, but there is as somebody else said, what you do, Nancy, is unique, and you're able to complement what no, you're not paying me to say this, but it's just true. It's just true. What you're able to do complements what ChatGPT can do. That ChatGPT is only a tool that if you don't know how to direct it, and I don't know how to direct it like you do.
Well, I think that I'll just say this. Thank you so much for that lovely comment. My son is 28 years old. He's getting a PhD in analytical chemistry, of all things. And in November of 2022, he came home for Thanksgiving and he said, Mom, do you know anything about ChatGPT? And I said, I don't even know what you're talking about. He says, you being a word wizard all your life, this is going to change your life and change the lives of everybody that you get to work with. And I thought, well, how could I be under a rock and not know about it? Because it just came up about in November of 2022.
Oh, yeah.
But I have made it a practice to study, refine, have fun, splash in mud puddles. I write prompts better than anyone I know. And not only that, I have used my word wizardry to both buy and sell homes in the last 2 years with favorable terms that have set us up for a financial life that I never thought was possible. I am brilliant with words. I'm brilliant seeing you. I'm brilliant hearing you. And I've been in the trenches for 24 years online and know the importance of naming and claiming your ideal client, naming and claiming what makes you special, different, and preferred, putting together what's true for you so your people will want to buy it. And if you want faster, easier, speedier, and more enjoyable process to bring all this about, I would be honored to have the opportunity to work with you. If there's anything more you want to say, I'm more than happy to hear it. And otherwise, we can round this thing up and put a big bow on it. Kathy, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that it was eye-opening, and very much appreciated. I do need to go because I've got another meeting and I got to eat something, but we'll definitely talk. Thank you so much.
It's
It
been
was
my
nice to
pleasure.
meet everybody.
And
Take
hey, if everybody wants to put their email or their free gift in the chat so y'all can learn more about each other, you're welcome to do that. I'll just stay here while you do that because it's always nice to make new friends. And I like the intimacy of small groups. And isn't it wonderful that I get to work with people like you who show up for these things and allow me to work my magic? So thank you so much for being here. I've loved it. And I'm so
Thank you.
glad you made the time. Thank you, Bea. Thank you, Celine. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Kathy. And for all those who get to watch the replay, if you're excited about this as I am, I can't wait to play with you with your
Thank you.
VIP magic message session.
Super. Take
This
care.
is now a pattern.
Thank you,
This is now
Nancy.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.